And I do believe we are live. Here we go, everybody. Today's Monday. Here we go.
kpro cow pow wow. kpro cow pow wow wow. It's the kpro cow pow wow wow. They wanna find the treasure, they wanna find it now. They are kpro and they are cow. They're going over it and over it and over it again. This treasure hunt created by Forrest Fenn. Sing it! kpro cow pow wow. kpro cow pow wow wow. It's the kpro cow pow wow. Marion and Indy are what they are like, although their real names are Christy and Mike. Can they pin down the treasure? They just might. Tune in to find out Monday nights. kpro cow pow wow. kpro cow pow wow wow. It's the kpro cow pow wow.
Okay, Treasure Hunt Amusement Park is open, and we got some updates. How you doing, kpro?
I'm good. I'm tired. I'm good though. I'm good.
Yeah, it is Monday, so everybody's dragging a little bit today. But we've got some updates. What's up, Bobby D? What's up, Chasing Indy? Wrong Way, Corrigan, Eleanor, and Tony. What's up, everybody? On this Monday night in Las Vegas for some of us, wherever you are in the world. All right, where do we want to start? What do we have? There's a couple different things, right? Where do we want to start, kpro?
Yeah, and I'll just tell you, I just got my announcement, and since it wasn't set up, I know a lot of you guys are going to be trickling in late, so you'll just have to rewind because we have a lot to talk about. I'm going to have to pop in and out because I had this crazy lady call me a couple hours ago and said, "Can we grab a margarita and catch up? Because there's some things we need to talk about." And so I started dinner late. Dinner is not on the table. I apologize, Mike, but that crazy lady from Las Vegas, we might have had a couple margaritas. And so I'm trying to play catch up. So I'm not only tired, I've had a margarita or two. I have some really cool stuff, but we have lots of other updates. The amusement park, it's like when you go and it's just crowded. It's crowded right now. It's crazy. So we need to talk about the Mad Hatter, Jingle Bell Rock, U.S. Treasure Hunt. Forrest Fenn articles are out. There's a new lawsuit update today on the Forrest Fenn hunt from the Chicago person. Thor, I want to talk a little bit about. So we got a lot to talk about. So you got to choose which one, and then I'll babble on. You babble on. Let's just do this.
Okay, I guess she's going to leave it up to me. Well, since I did mention Las Vegas, I think Jingle Bell Rock would be the place to start because today, November 16th, the Jingle Bell Rock did start. The clues started on the radio station. There is a rock that will be hidden out there to find. It's not out there yet, but they're giving clues. $10,000 to one winner. JBR Princess, you guys know her from the chat. She found it last year. kpro was oh so close. So this year, we're going to be all over it. What do we got on the Jingle Bell Rock?
Okay, so I already did the live. I went live, I think it was Monday morning when they said this was a week ago when they said it was going to start Monday. Here's what Mike and I have decided. They are doing 5 clues a day plus a bonus clue that goes out. You go to 23 different Meinekes all around Vegas. It's about a 3-week hunt, 4-week hunt. The first week usually does not break anything loose. It starts ruling out areas. Second week is when people start honing in. Third week, the foot race begins. By the last couple of days, it's all hell breaks loose. Okay, so with the Jingle Bell Rock, here's what we've decided. Right, since they're doing basically 6 clues a day, we're going to wait on Friday. We are going to hold Zooms. A lot of people have emailed us. How are you guys doing this? So Mike and I are going to stay free agents and not partner up until towards the end if we do partner up. We are here, and I will literally be wherever the rock is. I'm picking it up this year. I kid a little bit, but I'm going to. It's not kidding, maybe kidding. So on the end of at the end of this week, we are going to do a show on all of the clues and all of the bonus clues that have been given out. Starting next week, we're going to do that at the end of every day. So if you miss something on the radio, don't worry, we're going to have it. We will also give you kind of play-by-play of different people, what they're talking about. There is a chat room. I have been watching the chat room. There's a website, Decal Thomas, our friend, love him. He updates and he keeps going. So we're going to basically give you a summary at the end of this week, and then we'll give you a summary daily after that. Then when it gets down to foot race time, we will go live and give you that update, just so if you miss it, it is right there. You might see where I am because I will go live on the ground of where we think it is. If it's anything like last year, literally searchers were meeting me at the spot I thought it was. And God, we were using binoculars. We just missed it. We just missed it. So, and Bobby D says, sorry, but I'm getting it this year. Fact. Yes. And there's 4 or 5 other people that say the same thing. And here's what's going to happen. We're going to be all arguing, and JBR is going to come pick it up and do a hat trick. Isn't that what it's called? Hat trick. What do you think? Okay, he said that would be 3. That's correct. He's muted. Okay, so that is the Jingle Bell Rock. But no, $10,000. They got a new sponsor, which is Meineke. 23 locations, bonus clue. They do have some new rules, and I do want to go over those. So we'll do that on Friday. So if you're into the Jingle Bell Rock, I've had a few different people reach out, related and not related to the treasure hunt. So I just want to, we are going to be excited about this hunt because we're here. We will go boots on the ground. I won't speak for Mike. I will go boots on the ground if you have a particular location that makes sense. But Mike and I are working on this solely right now. Now, in another week or two, if we're stumped, again, this becomes a foot race. Literally becomes a foot race every time. Okay,
Well,
Mike.
Just to give people a taste, I'll give you the first 3 clues that were today, just so you get an idea. Usually the first week or so is really non-directional or not like elimination clues. They don't really help, but this is what it was. Don't believe everything you hear. Throw caution to the wind. Never go straight, always go forward. And the bonus clue was map out these clues before you take a ride. Now, again, we don't know what the clues are. There's 3 weeks of these clues. So is it 3 weeks or 2 weeks? 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, I think at least 3 weeks.
No, it's 4 weeks. Still, from now to December 11th is actually 4 weeks. So 4 weeks, 5 clues a day, plus a bonus clue. We'll see. It should be interesting. And we'll probably go live while we're out looking for it at 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, well, and yeah, some people have asked some additional things. I'm going to wait for the dedicated show to go into it more. It's just a super, super fun hint, or super fun. Okay, there is a new scrapbook out. We'll go to Forrest Fenn at the end. New scrapbook's out for Forrest Fenn.
Yeah,
so,
but it has nothing to do with Forrest Fenn, so there's no reason for us. I don't know why Dale put it on his blog, but it has nothing to do with Forrest Fenn. I feel there's no reason to go check it out. Look at it when you get a minute, kpro, and you can decide.
Okay, I will read it in a minute. So let's continue to go. So that's Jingle Bell Rock. We are going to be really into that one. We'll give up-to-date information as we have. We will go boots on the ground for you. We will give you all of the rules, how it's working. There's a ton of people. This is not a new hunt. This is an annual hunt. A ton of people looking for it. Somehow JBR Princess, she looks so nice. She looks so nice. No, and she just comes, nabs that rock, and takes it home. There is not a meetup this year, I heard. I've not confirmed that. So anyway, oh, goodness gracious. Okay, I just saw the scrapbook. Okay, so yeah.
I don't understand why Dale would use that avenue to put that. I understand that's how he feels, and that's what he wanted to say, but I just didn't think the blog for the thrill of the chase was the place to do it.
Okay, let's go into the little tiny known U.S. treasure hunt. They just dropped the video. Did you guys see it? What do we have to? Okay, first of all, if you don't know yet about U.S. treasure hunt, 777 gets you an electronic book I will say one thing in the future. Oh, too many of us like to print it out. Don't do that in the future. But we have for 77.7, we are having the time of our lives. We have 4 chapters to look at. And really, there's not, I think some people have some theories at this point. I think it is going to be more than a one-day popcorn hunt. I think we're having fun with it. So there's a chapter on kind of introduction of the people that are traveling from California to Vegas. There's a Star Wars, there's a Forrest Fenn themed one. And then the last one I'm losing in my mind. Anyway, there's a 4th chapter. So there are, their ears are burning. Great U.S. Treasure Hunt. I really want to print out my book because I'm so much better visually. And I know Amy Seeks and a few others have literally screen captured every page, then printed them. I'm not that dedicated yet. If there was an option to print, I would pay more for the option to print a PDF or whatever it is. So, but I will say, great U.S. Treasure Hunt. We are so having fun. I will say there's one particular question I was asked to send you. I will send you. It was out of our Zooms. There's probably been 30 hours of Zooms so far because there's Zoomers that go all through the night. One little bit of controversy that has happened. We did have, I think, 2 people reach out and say, I don't think it's fair or good sportsmanship to have Zooms that people talk about the hunts. People are talking right here. Here's our position, or here's my position. Mike can speak for himself. The Zoom is a place in a closed area that people can talk, and it's a safe place. Just like this live chat room, people can talk about different hunts. They can choose what they put out. Ironically, these are some of the same people that are teaming up privately with a few people because of the few people they trust. I will tell you the first couple of hours of the U.S. Treasure Hunts Zoom was all of us being quiet and reading. This is people's social hobby right now. They can't meet up with people. They can't get out of the house. We're going back on lockdown, it seems. I don't think this is it. Nobody's going to break it loose anymore. But if somebody wants to share, I see it exactly the same as the forums. I see it exactly as the same as Facebook or anywhere else. That's my position. So we're not going to shut down the Zooms. There are 20 to 30 people usually in the Zooms, and they enjoy it. And there's not enough of a negative. If you see it as cheating, you're wrong, in my opinion. I think it's as much cheating as using Facebook, a group that talks about it, as using a forum like Jenny's or Thor that people are talking about it. I see it as the same. And originators, I think, need to be ready for that. I'm ready for it. There's going to be a Zoom on ours on Thursday, and we're ready for it. So anyway, there you go. There's my position, Michael. U.S. Treasure Hunt, super cool. I don't think any of us have any idea, though. That's just me. We're all just trying to get our wits about us. But here's breaking news. I started a Twitter. I was on Twitter years ago for my work. I have not been on Twitter ever, personally. I started a Twitter account and I did my first tweet that kind of non-work related. So my first tweet was to U.S. Treasure Hunt. The only people I'm following is U.S. Treasure Hunt and this guy named Cowlazars. I don't know who it is, but and he did clarify about the ponds, etc. We redo. Go to Twitter and you can see all the tweets. There was a question about what if Mr. Codemaster dies? What happens? He answers that. They've really kind of thought this through. Good on them. This is really looking. Anyone can start a Discord. Go for it. I don't know what's that? Do we need to start something new? Okay, so Mike said no. Hold on.
I'll say this. As far as the Zooms, it's just a place for people to get together and talk about treasure hunts, just like the water cooler at work or the lunchroom at work. And because we're all working from home, this is our lunchroom. So, yeah, I think some people were afraid we were going to break it open and end it too soon because some of the people in there are very good at codes. But actually, no, I don't think anybody's got anything, at least not that they're sharing. So I'll say congratulations, great U.S. treasure hunt on a good puzzle, but I got to reserve judgment till I know the solution. It may be a solution where you go, I hope not. I hope it's a solution where I go, damn it, why didn't I think of that? But until I know one of the solutions of one of the chapters, I will reserve judgment. But so far on the presentation and on the story, Fenwick Futz was pretty good, and all the other ones are pretty good. You get an A+ so far. And also doing the 4 common items, different areas of the U.S. The way you've done it is perfect so far. Now we have to wait for the solution. We'll wait for one of these to get it, for somebody to solve it, find one, and then when we hear the solution. Discord is an app. It's mostly, it's only audio though. At least with Zoom, we have video where we can actually see each other if you choose to turn on your camera, and we can actual share screens and do a presentation. That's why we kind of pick Zoom. Yeah, Discord's okay. Usually Discord's for video games. I have Discord. I've used it for video games with some people that I play with. But if somebody out there wants to start a Discord for the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt, go for it. And I might be in there. But tonight we are going to do a Zoom. If you're on the list, you will get the invite. If you want to be on the list, we had a couple new people asked to get on the list, I think due to the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt. Just email me, cowlazars@gmail.com. And whenever we're done going live, give me about 20 minutes, then I'll send the invite out, and we will do a Zoom on the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt. And just so everybody knows, next Thursday, our Grand Adventure comes out, and the Zoom next Thursday will only be for the people that have purchased our Grand Adventure. We're going to do one Zoom that will be closed only to the people that are participating in that treasure hunt. And I let everybody on the list know that today. I emailed them. So we invite everybody to jump into our treasure hunt, just in case the Great U.S. Treasure is too hard and you need a break. The Beacon Star we know is too hard and we need a break. And if you don't live in a city where one of the secrets are, the secret, try the tribute to the Chase Grand Adventure that me and kpro are doing. Totally armchair. I can tell you it's a lot easier than the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt, and somebody's going to win some awesome Forrest Fenn memorabilia and a big, pretty nice coin collection. So there it is. The Zooms, of course, will continue.
Yeah, so I wanted to follow up with the U.S. Treasure Hunt. I feel like the U.S. Treasure Hunt might be one that, now that we've seen it, it's not as obvious. There's some rabbit holes to go down. There's some things to really think through. It's going to be one of those kind of like Beacon Star. You pick up, you put down, you pick up, you put down. I'm actually delighted. It doesn't seem at this point that it's going to be a popcorn hunt. It's not going to be a, can you solve it within an hour or a day? Obviously, there's some other hunts that are like that. I think this is kind of the new one that everybody says we want it to last 6 months, a year, or whatever it is. I do say, but okay. And we need to do a thank you to the Mad Hatter, because Mike already transitioned. Let's talk about the Mad Hatter. We're going to have him on. We've not been able to get it all scheduled. I know he's going to be on Candy Show tomorrow, but he did send us something. We've already gotten it. So we want to say thank you, because it is a donation into our hunt that is coming up. So talk a little bit about the Mad Hatter. Mike, I got to go check on dinner. I will be back in 2 minutes, 2 and 2.
There they are. So let me make sure I got his name right. It is the Mad Hatter. Yeah, David Jacobson. David Jacobson, wonderlandtreasure.com. It's a treasure hunt coming out at the end of the month. It's actually the Friday after Thanksgiving. Is a physical book. Does require boots on the ground. He sent us 2 1-ounce silver coins, so 0.999 silver. So that means we now have 4 1-ounce silver coins in the prize pool for our Grand Adventure, which will be out this Thursday. So just email chaseopoly@gmail.com if you need to know the PayPal link or any fun stuff like that. Yeah, just email me if you're interested in the Grand Adventure. So yeah, thank you to Mr. Jacobson. We're hoping that his Mad Hatter will be a good treasure hunt. David Jacobson, Wonderland Treasure Hunt, and that is The Hatter's Hat is the name of the book, and wonderlandtreasure.com. And we'll have him on the show a little bit closer to when the treasure hunt comes out. So that's that one. Beacon Star, we haven't seen a new video from Randy in a little while, but maybe he's busy. You know, we all get busy. Me and kpro were busy over the weekend. Long Way to Tipperary says, I bought Mad Hatter today. You can buy the physical book or you can buy the ebook. And I actually purchased both because I have a little treasure hunt book collection on the shelf. And Great U.S. Treasure Hunt, I will remind you, you said maybe when it's all over, you'd send me a book. One of them I'm keeping. If you send me a second one, we'll give it away. But I'm definitely keeping one for my collection. Okay. So yeah, a lot of treasure hunts going on. The Enigma of Dolos is one I think a lot of people are stuck on. Shout out to Eleanor, who says she's so close, just can't get it. I haven't looked at that one in a while. And then the new one's coming out, but the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt is definitely the hot one right now. We invite you to buy it if you don't have it. The Fenwick Futz chapter I thought was hilarious. I know he said he was like, some people might be on the fence. It's all in good fun. I thought it was pretty clever. Chasing Indy says, I'm accepting questions to ask Mr. Jacobson. I'll be asking him 20 questions tomorrow on my show. All right, Chasing Indy. I may email you a couple questions for sure. I don't know what that means, Hooli. Working isn't fun anymore. Oh, I see. Splenda Daddy means sugar daddy. So she doesn't have to work, so she can just work on treasure hunts. You'll get 5 if we still have 5. We definitely hold at least 2. And we'll definitely. All right. Thank you. Great U.S. Treasure Hunt. We appreciate it. But the way at this rate, your treasure hunt might not be solved for months, but I believe you said after 30 days, you would give a hint. So that would be interesting. I shed 96 tears today. What does that mean, Barry Casey? I shed 96 tears today. Isn't that a song? 96 tears? I don't know. Sugar Daddy Godelkin. I didn't get it either when she first said Splenda Daddy. Sugar Daddy. House of Candace at gmail.com. Ask Chasing Indy questions regarding the Ever Wonderland, the new treasure hunt. It'll come out a day after Thanksgiving. So Discourse is a paid chat room. Discord is free. I don't know if that's what you mean by paid, but Discord is free. I don't know what the limitations are in Discord. Okay, Great U.S. Treasure Hunt with the breaking news, because I didn't know the date before. December 13th will be the first hint. So the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt will put out a hint on December 13th. So yeah, we'll have to wait to see what it is. Is it related to the whole book, or is it related just to a chapter? We'll see. And the Mysterions. Oh yeah, that was one of the songs, I think. One hit wonder. That's right. One hit wonders are one of the chapters in the book. What's very interesting, Bobby D says we won't need it. He thinks it'll be solved by then. What's very interesting is that their 4 chapters have 4 subject matters, right? Codes and ciphers, Fenwick Futz, one hit wonders. What's the other one? It's losing me. The question is Star Wars, of course. How could I forget Star Wars? The question is that subject matter or topic used in the treasure hunt? That's the problem. Or is that just a filler for a chapter and we decode it some other way where it doesn't matter what they're talking about? That's what we're trying to figure out. So,
well, somebody in the last Zoom said that David answered in our, hold on one second. Excuse me. That he answered during your interview, Mike, that all 4 are solved with ciphers and codes. You just have to figure out which one. I heard 4 different methods. I didn't know it was 4 different ciphers. So that person said they were going to rewatch and bring, I think, tonight's Zoom, or maybe they already did, and clarify if it is 4 ciphers. If it's 4 ciphers, I'm out. I mean, I'm not going to be able to figure it out. You cipher guys can take over. So we will see. We will see if if it was actually, he said 4 different ciphers, or if he said 4 different methods, which would mean not ciphers. If he clarified 4 different ciphers, 4 different chapters, oh dear goodness gracious, that's going to be interesting. Okay, unmute.
So he said each chapter has a different solve. He gave the fish method as an example, and then there would be a line method. We don't know what those solutions are, but I believe each of the 4 chapters can be different ciphers. In other words, a Caesar cipher is different than a acrostic, which is different than anagrams, which is different. It can be, the 4 chapters can be different ciphers in the traditional sense of the word, but they don't have to be, in my opinion. So hang on. Great U.S. Treasure Hunt just clarified. He said, hold on. Don't hold me to cipher. I'm using the terms code, cipher, method interchangeably. What we do know is the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt and Theco Master have used steganography, where they've hidden something in plain sight. There's something hidden in that text. The way you decipher it is a method, and there are 4 different methods in the 4 different chapters. We don't know what those are. As far as I know, nobody knows what they are. I think this thing's a lot harder than we all thought it was.
Right. Well, but Moby's saying sounds like an unreliable source. So the source was actually David. If you don't know who David is, he started the U.S. Treasure Hunt. And what he said was on the show live, he said something that we're going to look back and look at the exact words because again, if it's I like the clarification. Great U.S. Treasure Hunt. Thank you, David. But yeah, I'd like to dig into that particular quote a little bit, which would be good. Okay, so I love, yeah, but could be wordplay and not just codes. Oh, that's interesting. Mike, you know that I need to mute for a second. Mike, you might need to take over for a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Chasing Indy says chapter 1 has Morse code, but that only works. I believe he meant works instead of words. That only works with the chapter header. I don't understand how you're getting Morse code from the chapter 1 is called "Ladies and Gentlemen, It's a Treasure Hunt." Maybe you can text it to me or something because I'm not sure how you're getting. But yes, Morse code would in fact be a way to hide a message, right? Chasing Indy says, can someone contact Neil Patrick Harris and ask him to launch his own hunt? I demand this. Box 1, Neil Patrick Harris was a very good one. Goodellkin asks, are the ciphers known or only originally created by the writer? Well, here's the other. My question would be, is there only one method per chapter? So in other words, if Indy's saying there's Morse code in the title of chapter 1, could there be 2 different cipher methods that you use on 2 different parts of the text to get a message? And I don't know if the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt has clarified that or not. Is there only one method per chapter? We know that the methods are different per chapter, but does that mean that you cannot have 2 different methods in one chapter? Great U.S. Treasure Hunt says, remember, if you have to rely on anything, rely on the book. Don't rely on anything Dave has said in an interview because he doesn't know how the chapters are encoded. Exactly. And we brought this up in our Zoom. For about the first hour, everybody wanted to talk about the interviews and what we knew. And not one person was talking about the story. And that's what I brought up. It was kind of like, it doesn't matter what David Steele said. What matters is what the books that we all have bought and can read now. The book, the story is what we should focus on. So, yeah. And I understand people are just trying to narrow it down by things he have said. That's why we do interviews. That's right. That's why treasure creators do interviews. So, but the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt points out he has not intentionally lied. Remember, he doesn't know, David Steele, who does these interviews, doesn't know the solution. So he was probably told there's 4 different methods to the 4 different chapters, but he doesn't know what they are. So, okay. I hate autocorrect. Okay. 1 method per chapter. Go ahead, Kpro.
No, I was just saying I'm back. Sorry. There's so much is happening. And that was about another ride.
Okay. Okay. Oh, the mischievousness of Kpro. Okay. But the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt says 1 method per chapter. So chasing Indy, in my opinion, if you found Morse code in the chapter and that was the correct way to decode it, you've got to find Morse code throughout the whole chapter. Morse code is a solution. You only use Morse code. I don't understand how you're using Morse code on the title. We could, if you come into Zoom, that'll be right after this show. We can talk about it. And we had this discussion too with Bobby, was because we had somebody in chat that thought some things. I'm not going to go into it, but she was like, I think that's it. And Bobby pointed out, but if that's it, that's got to give you your entire message. And the message tells you what the proxy item is and where exactly to look for it. So these partial things, I did this, but it only makes sense a little bit. That I don't believe those are right. Yeah. What do you got?
Well, and that's actually what I wanted to say is David just put, if someone asked, is the sky blue? And I answered the sky is blue. Don't say the sky isn't blue at night. He's lying. There is absolute nuances to how to answer. And again, I think the biggest one is, I think it was on Amy's show, somebody's show, maybe Toby's, or Toby and Shelley's. He said like he hasn't been able to figure out number 4. So I think he probably got the ground rules from Mr. Code of 1 method, but may not know every nuance. And if you remember AGK, when Christian gave his answer, they're like, we didn't really see that as a clue, but you pigeonholed it into your solution and it got you to getting the booty, getting the cash. So, I mean, hey, if it works. So I did like Mike's reminder as we spent probably over an hour on all the interviews and decrypting what David had said and Mike's like, so is it in the book? Like, let's refocus. It's almost like the poem purist of Forrest Fenn. That's Mike. He's our voice of reason. He helped us refocus. Anyway, that's what that is what has happened there. So, okay, that's U.S. Treasure Hunt. We're going to try to keep this short tonight, and we have so much more to talk about. And Mike, we have some things we need to talk about after due to some developments. Okay, so let's talk about Forrest Fenn first, and then let's finish with our treasure hunt. So Forrest Fenn, there has been an article out. We already talked about it, the New York article. There has been several since then. So it's starting to pick up because this is gaining some traction because I don't know how to do this, but I had lunch, like I told you guys, with Cynthia, or late lunch margaritas. And she said it was like the third biggest hit on Google, on the internet. That was this story for the day that it was published. So I thought that was really interesting. Anyway.
Which story?
Ben's story.
Oh, the New Yorker. Gotcha.
Yeah, not New Yorker. Don't say that. Some people's head explodes. They're sensitive people.
Whatever. Go find the article yourself. Ben Wallace. Just search it in Forrest Fenn. It'll come up.
Yeah. So there's been lots of discussion about it. There's some additional articles. Just Google Forrest Fenn and then go to recent and say in the last week. And you can see the last week of articles if you hit news. See, I even know how to do that. I will say, and I'm going to do a shout out, shameless promotion since I get accused of it so much. Hint of Riches is never been so busy day in and day out. I think there's the traffic is about double what it was when the treasure hunt was going on, and it's about double now. And I think a lot of discussion has kind of tapered off. I'm letting a lot of discussion happen. Some people are a little frustrated with it. If you do think it's a hoax and you want to discuss that, as long as you don't threaten the family or threaten people, you can discuss it. You don't have to like me. People that post there, they talk about not liking Mike and I's solution. I think that's the one consensus is nobody likes the GPS theory, or lots of people don't, and that's okay too. It's okay. It's okay though. Up on Thor, some people think you have to like me or like whatever. I had, but I'm getting so many new registrants. I had to shut it down for a little bit because we were starting to get. Once you get above a certain level, the spammers start. And there was lots of stuff about sports and poker and the election. And so I shut that down for a little bit. I'm opening it back up as of today. So if you want to discuss and get over there, a lot of people though, I kind of take a hands-off approach to Thor. I post occasionally there. I do not post consistently there. I'm kind of the admin that has to make the hard calls of moderation. So I don't usually jump in to the lively discussion.
When you're done, let me go over a couple things regarding the numbers in the poem that we did. I don't think we've discussed before.
Oh goodness. Just know Thor has been around for years. It is a place to discuss all things related to the treasure hunt. Some people are asking if the finder is there, if I can check IP addresses, etc. I just chuckle, laugh. No, I do not. I do not give out that information. Can I check it? Yes. Is there a super sleuthy way to do it? It takes me forever because I have to click a bunch of buttons to try to figure it out. But just go on Hint of Riches if you'd like. I do try to answer questions. If you do hit at kpro up there, it's much like the chat room here. So that is the Forrest Fenn and articles and Thor update. There is a lawsuit update out today. It's a 3-page document, so it's rather short. It is the Chicago lawsuit. And basically, I'm going to give you the short summary. You can go read it. All of the updates are up on Thor of the documents that have been submitted and responded to in this case. But basically, it states that the searcher that is suing Forrest out of Chicago believes the finder's article referenced $17 a square inch. She went and bought the book. She realizes this confirms her solve even more. She wanted to make sure the judge had this timely information because this is, I guess, a game changer of she never read $17 a square inch, I guess, before. And she believes the judge needed to be notified immediately. So she did that, or timely. I don't remember the word she used. So the judge is now aware that she believes that $17 a square inch even more confirms her solve. So that is the update. Other than that, it's pretty much crickets from the court's responses on both cases. Let's see. You still giving $50K for the correct solve, or what about that? Nomadic Madman, let me be very clear. I have never offered to give $50,000 for the solve. There is a searcher, I think it's Mr. Eyes, that has said he will give $50,000 for the correct solve unless it's GPS related, and he will not. So maybe he's just looking for a solution. And several people have come forward and said, I'll give you my solution. I think it's right. If he's looking for a solution that only fits his preconceived notion, some people have said, do you think this is credible or not? I won't weigh in. Some people have weighed into that. Low key. I did ask, there are some things, articles that are happening, things that are happening. What is the craziest thing you did boots on the ground? I did post that recently. I think probably my craziest thing, boots on the ground, let's see, I've had a couple, is when I was not very smart and I had one of those, I think it's titanium walking sticks. And I thought, could Forrest have been clever enough to figure out a way to put the chest inside a geyser or like hot water spring? And there was like a little cliff, probably a foot down. And I looked at it and I said, I'm like, there's no way I could touch it. But I'm like, what if I put my stick in there and just pushed to see if anything was there? Because I couldn't see. And I did. And then when the stick came out, it was wrinkly. It was not good.
That's what she said. Okay. So that is a question to the great U.S. Treasure Hunt, if you want to answer it. And that is, are the chapters standalone? We're wondering if something we find in one chapter could possibly relate to another chapter solution-wise. Or are they read the one chapter and that's it? Ignore everything else before it and after it. Just concentrate on one chapter. Ryan is asking that. Great U.S. Treasure Hunt says, I do know that chapters stand on their own. So, okay.
I said that in chat. Do you remember when I said that in Zoom? Like, you don't even need characters, etc. Because I asked David that, and he said they stand alone. And I think my example was, if you read chapter 3, do you need any knowledge out of 1 and 2? And he said no. I think the only knowledge that is going to be useful, like once we find out, like the first one is, let's say, Morse code. Let's just say that. We won't be looking for Morse code in the others, is what I believe. That's the only helpfulness between chapter to chapter. That's
all right. Say this to the people. If you're still, well, whatever, you know what? I'm not even talking to anybody specific. I will just say a couple things from Forrest Fenn himself. Don't overcook my poem. I put this in our Facebook group today. Cowlazars and kpro's Grand Adventure on Facebook. Go join. That's where we post all the links. A lot of these treasure hunts we talk about. Don't overcook my poem. How do you overcook something? You turn up the heat, which increases the kpro.
Turn up the heat that then turns up degrees.
So when Forrest said, don't overcook my poem, he meant there's only 9 numbers. Don't look for more degrees. Get it? Don't overcook my poem. Latitude, longitude in the poem, there's 9 of them. Don't overcook it. Don't get more than 9 numbers. Don't look for more than 9 numbers. Okay, that's one. Here's another one, right from the poem itself. So hear me all and listen good. So hear me all are all homophones. So, S-O, S-E-W. He's given us examples here. H-E-A-R, H-E-R-E. Me, M-E-M-I in music. Do, mi, ro, whatever the rest of it is. It is a homophone. And all, there's also A-W-L, an all. Listen good. So hear me all are 4 homophones, and listen good because they're homophones. It all makes sense. The other thing, and maybe this is a stretch, but when he says comprehensive knowledge of geography, would a comprehensive knowledge of geography include knowing what your latitude, longitude is in the area where you're looking? That's it. Mic drop. That's all I got to say about it.
Okay. And here's what I have to say about what he just said. Many have asked me, why are you pushing this so hard? I'm not. I now understand when people want to be public with their solve and try to say, but didn't you think about this or that? Or what Mike just did. That ship has sailed for me. I put out what we thought was all accurate information. There was a few flubs along the way. We shared it with you. I don't really care. I won't say I don't care. I would like a little bit more from the finder to confirm it, and then that makes it all come full circle. Other than that, that's behind me. That ship has sailed. That's the ex-boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend's done. We got closure from it. We're moving on. It's over. Because I don't think I need to. We need to do anything more than that. That was just our journey. Yeah.
I will answer a question.
Hold on.
That is in the chat. Violet Mercury says, where did you dip your toes, K-Pro, at the place where you went with the marvelous bronze sniffing dog? Well, that quote was not about the final location. That quote from Forrest Fenn is about where warm waters halt. And what I believe Forrest was saying is it's physical water. K-Pro relayed a solution to him where warm waters halt was a metaphor for something else. And he said, I'm not going to put K-Pro's words in K-Pro's mouth, but he said something to the effect of, where's the water? Can you dip your toe in it? What he's saying is there needs to be water for where warm waters halt. Where warm waters halt? Ice Lake at the Continental Divide, in my opinion. Or you could even say Madison Junction if you wanted to. It still fits with the Lacey Trail solve.
Well, and that's where several people have emailed me because they've really dug into it, and they're like, these are actually the 9 locations, because this is so much better going from Shoshone Lake or Pocket Lake. Look at Cynthia's doodle, etc. So there's quite a few things that fit, but I think that exactly hits the point. You can have anything that fits unless you have that GPS solve. Unless you have the 9 coordinates, you're not getting anywhere. You're not going to get to the exact location. You're going to walk right past it if you're looking for where you dip your toe in it. Where is the canyon? Where is the where is the that? And that's what we believe, but it doesn't mean any of you need to believe it.
Somebody should write a book on that solution. Maybe the finder will. We'll see. Go ahead, K-Pro. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. There was some question. There was a book referenced. I guess I was told on Thor that I confirmed and you confirmed, Mike, that there's a book and it's Forrest Fenn that wrote the book. No. There was a book referenced in Ben Wallace went on a podcast. Mike listened to it. They referenced that there was a book. I went and confirmed with Cynthia. The book is actually available up on Amazon for pre-order. It's coming out in about 6 months. It basically gives many searcher stories and the overarching, what was this hunt about, the good,
Sorry. What's the title? If it's available for pre-order, what's the title?
Hold on. Let me look. I didn't know we were going down this rabbit hole.
I'm looking it up right now. I didn't know about this.
Yeah, I told you the, wait, am I on mute? Okay. No, I'm not. I won't say the other things I was thinking when I said that. Okay, hold on. I need to, here it is. It is called, you ready? Where the hell did it go? Chasing the Thrill, Obsession, Death, and the Glory in America's Most Extraordinary Treasure Hunt by Daniel Barbarisi, Barbarisi. If you put in Daniel Barbarisi and Fenn, you will find it.
I'm looking at it right now. Again, I don't know if we want to promote this. We have no idea who this person is. If that's not an anagram, I don't know what is. But that name. But Chasing the Thrill, Obsession, Death, and Glory in America's Most Extraordinary Treasure Hunt. Interesting. $14.99 for Kindle. $15 for an ebook. Whatever. Hardcover $27.95. Paperback $30. The paperback costs more than the hardcover. Anyway.
Many were talking about that. I don't know why. I don't know anything more than that. But that's it. And Wildcatter's daughter says, respectfully, I believe there is so much more than just latitude and longitude. And this is the cool part. A lot of people are focusing on why ours is wrong. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay that it brought closure to some. Some people didn't like it. Some people did like it. Even the haters say everybody's entitled to their opinion on what they think. And that's all it was for us. So if others, and thank you for respectfully doing that, if you have your solve, I mean, we have people all the way up to litigation saying now they've even confirmed it with another book. I don't think litigation or threats are okay, but if I've seen some other solves that it's like, oh, that's so clever. I love that. But I, again, am not one that believes. I have my lead horse, if you will. Do we know it for sure yet? No, I'm just about 99.9%. But that's just me. Mike, I need to go. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will say this: the cover of the book shows a coin in the desert, kind of clever, but should have been a Forrest Fenn searcher coin, not whatever gold coin this is. It is available. You can pre-order now. It will be available on June 8th of next year, June 8th of 2021. So we've got 9 months to wait on this one. And again, we have no idea who this is. What it says is basically that he's a searcher, and this story will be told. It's his search. It's another book from a searcher. Now, maybe there's other searchers in it. I have no idea. Oh, he is there on Amazon. Follow Daniel Barbarisi. So again, chasing the thrill, obsession, death, and glory in America's most extraordinary treasure hunt. So there it is. Everybody wants to check that out. We don't know who he is. Maybe he'll reach out to us. You never know. Maybe he'll come on the show and answer some questions on why we should buy his book. But yeah, that's what Ben Wallace, the reporter who did the big article on this podcast, somebody asked him, are you going to create a book? Because you've talked to all these searchers. And he said he thought about it, but then he realized somebody's coming out with one. And we believe he's referring to that book right there. So Nicholas Schmidt says, I like the GPS solve better than anything I came up with. I like it too, because it's precise. It will lead you to a precise location. That's why I like it. And the numbers are in the poem. Now we've got to figure out the numbers in the great U.S. treasure hunt, or whatever is going on. Violet Mercury says, seems legit. Well, I mean, they're there. We all have to make our own decision. I cannot say with 100% accuracy it's correct. I can't, because I wasn't there. I don't know. But I can say it sounds, 90 to 95% on the old meter to myself. How would someone contact you to share? Well, I have this email address. Wait for it. It's Cowlazars@gmail.com. And I'm putting that in the chat right now. You guys can contact me about anything if you want. I might email you back. I might not. I'm busy. But you can email me at cowlazars@gmail.com. We got a grand adventure we're working on. Actually, it's just about done. We just have to put the final touches, the polish, if you will, on the grand adventure, which is going to come out Thursday. So,
okay. And for those of you that don't know, it was about 5 years ago that my own brother, I didn't even know who Mike Cowlazars was. My own brother contacted Mike, one of two searchers he's ever come into contact with, and emailed Mike and wanted to talk to him. And Mike did not respond.
But I did. It's just he sent me his phone number, and I'm not just going to call a stranger. If somebody randomly says, call me, I want to talk to you. I just don't call people. So I emailed him back, but it was a generic, yeah, what do you think? And, that was it. I didn't call him, which is what
I just love needling him a little bit, because that's what my brother is a super fan of Mike's, which I think is hilarious that everything came full circle. And he will be in our wedding as well. You will meet him if you come to the World Series of Fenn.
And again, guys, I want to know if you're coming to World Series of Fenn. So email me at cowlazars@gmail.com. But the other thing is, if you can't make it, great U.S. treasure hunt. If you're like, I'm not going to that, just email me. That way I won't expect you. Let me know who's coming. Everybody's invited to the World Series of Fenn. Just let me know if you're coming so we can make accommodations for what we want to do.
And I think that's silly, but I want 500,000 emails to go to Mike that says, I'm not coming. Come on, everybody do it. He's silly. He's crazy. He's crazy.
That's fine. Yeah, James Fry, actually. Hooli says, that's crazy for giving out your email. Well, this email has been out there for 3 years. What's even crazier, everybody, is we have a mailing address right down there below in the description. So if you want to send me and kpro something in the mail, that is the address to do it to. We take all treasure hunting books. We take all treasure. We take whatever you want to send. Copper Dan just sent us a great statue, a little caricature statue of me and Kpro. So stuff like that is fun. Stuff like that is, he also put a cipher in it, which drove me crazy trying to solve it. So it was pretty cool. Minotaur Moreno says, Cowlazars is an OG armchair treasure hunter. That's right. Well, we just like treasure hunts. That's what we do here. Yeah, big.
Wait. I got to tell you, the funniest, I think it was in the yogurt video. If you guys don't know what that is, we'll tell you later. In the yogurt video, he was coming out of it. He wasn't drunk. He was coming out of medication from a hernia operation. And he's like, it's like hip hop. I didn't invent it, but I was there when it started. And that was exactly it. Back in the day that Mike didn't do lives. He's with his boys and would head out somewhere and then just give thoughts of Forrest Fenn said, what? That's what we grew to love him. I didn't watch his first probably 100. I watch them all now.
A lot of people didn't watch it way back in the beginning. But that's okay. It wasn't about views. It wasn't about anything but making videos that I wanted to make. Minotaur says I
Oh,
can't make it, but I'm sending you a cool wedding gift. So thank you, Minotaur. We appreciate that.
that's super nice. And Indy asked me, Cynthia asked me, and a few other people have asked me, what happens if they go into full lockdown? What will you do? Here is my answer. I am marrying this man on January 29th. I can tell you, if Flamingo shuts down, we will be at the courthouse.
Come hell to high water. We're getting it
If
done.
the courthouse shuts down, I don't know what we'll do. I don't see them stopping weddings across America, but it may not. I hope it's still at the place, and all of the things that are happening right now, we are confirmed. If at the last minute somebody can't make it, because it's starting to get scary again. But I can tell you the wedding's happening. If the poker room is open, and the poker room was open this weekend, we're having World Series of Fun. So it's happening one way or another. I have that dress. It will be somewhere. There will be a signature that day. I am marrying this man, y'all. But we will see what happens. Some people are worried. My biggest worry, other than everything being canceled, is they may make us cut our guest list in half. Like, I don't even know what to do then. Of course, we have family coming in from out of town, etc. We'll deal with it when it gets here. This was the coolest part. Cynthia and I started going over, well, what happens if this happens? I'm like, this, that, like, the only thing I care about is Mike and I would love to have everybody there, but if we can't, we're going to make something work. We're going to find a way. We'll be out in an open park and everybody can be 6 feet and they can go on for miles. I don't care. Whatever's going to happen. And we're just going to have fun. No matter what happens, we're going to smile. We're going to laugh. All I care about is me and Mike getting married that day. All I care about is friends getting together. If they shut down the hotel, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know, but we're going to take it day by day until that happens.
We might have to have Bobbitt marry us in our home. You never know. That's legal, isn't it? Biggie Brent was just in town over the weekend. So I had lunch with Brent. We were talking about you. We were talking about the guys from the old card game. So Brent says hello. Okay, what else? That's great.
Oh my God, I was reading the chat. I'm sorry. Yes, we'll do it in our home with 2 witnesses. And we have several ordained ministers, some close by. Okay, so let's now go to going live on For Your Wedding. So at this point, Holly, I believe that will probably be happening, probably not at the ceremony. The ceremony is going to be very short, but the party afterwards, definitely. And I will say, and anybody attending needs to know, this is probably going to be, there's going to be at least 1 film crew. I believe there's actually going to be 3 film crews there that weekend. You need to think through if you want to be a part of, have your face on camera or not. I'm not talking the ceremony, I'm talking the events. We have documentarians everywhere, we have press interested. And we've told everybody, come along. Doesn't need to be a project. Yeah, so they say. And we've had people every year. This isn't new to us. We'll see if it actually happens or not, but people might come and you just need to be very clear with them. Is it true Desert File is marrying you? Not that we know of. I haven't talked to Desert File in a little bit. So, okay. So let's talk about the grand adventure. This has been a labor of love, y'all. We're having to have our minds come together with all the feedback that you've given us, the best of both hunts, and we tried our very best. It is in the very final stages. We're at like final little clues, final things, final edits, final, because guess what? It launches on Thursday. How long do you think it's going to go, Mike?
It's either going to go 2 hours or 2 months, one or the other, nothing in between. It is going to be released this Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific. That's 1 hour before we go live. When we go live on Thursday, we'll probably do a show on our grand adventure. That gives people an hour to read it. Everybody's invited to buy in between now and then. We've said $105 from every purchase goes to the prize pool. We're currently at $190, but the prize pool, the cash prize pool, is not the cool prize. The cool prize is everything we're giving away for Forrest Fenn related memorabilia. And if I only had that picture, I could show it real quick. Yeah, I have it somewhere.
Yeah, tons of stuff. Lots of signed items, some of the items from the collection, and then people have started donating. We have 4 silver 1 ounce coins. There's too much stuff to actually.
Yeah.
There's a lot of coins. There's probably, I'd say probably 50, 60, 70, somewhere around there of different coins.
And the fun part is you're just going to get to go through them and figure out what's there. We're not giving a detailed analysis of everything. But let me show you a picture real quick of the prize pool right here. Oh, of course, it opens on the wrong.
Thank you, Violet.
Boop. There it is. Yeah, everything in this picture will go to one winner. The Cowlazars and kpro's Grand Adventure Tribute to the Chase. One winner will get all of this in the mail. Preferably, I give it to you in person at the World Series of Fenn, but that's your call. If we have a winner by the World Series of Fenn, that is. But here's the thing. Our PDF, our story, is only 3 pages, everybody. This is not a book. This is not very long. It's only 3 pages. You guys read it. You make your own call, but I will send everybody who has bought in an email Thursday before the PDF is released, giving you the details on what you need to do to win. So we invite everybody to buy in. It's only $25. You spend more than that going to a movies, and since the movie theaters are shut down, you might as well get this. So there it is, the only signed Chase Opley by Forrest Fenn, all 3 books, a Tony Hinman necklace from last year's World Series of Fenn, or actually he sent those for the finale. I don't remember. One of the necklaces that was left over. We got a bunch of auto pins right here. We've got coins. We got an original arrowhead from Mr. Forrest Fenn's collection. It says San Marco, Texas on it. It was found when he was a kid, I believe. We've got coin number, I'm going to get it wrong. I believe it's number 349, and this awesome custom coin box that 3D Bronze made. Pottery shard from San Lazaro from Forrest Fenn's backyard. A signed Fenbury map from Forrest Fenn, number 74 out of 250. The Amazing Mabel, the book by Charme Allred that has a bunch of illustrations in it. Bunch of pocket watches. We've got a bunch of coins. I mean, we just got a little bit of everything in here. So anybody that wants to participate, the biggest thing is have fun with it. And again, the Zoom Thursday night will only be for those who buy in. We're going to do that once. And then after that, the Zoom will be opened up for everybody else like we always do. So,
okay, I want to answer some questions. So Minotaur asks, can you realistically say a codebreaker Charlie likely won't break it in the first 48 hours? I will answer that this way. I consider a cipher something like Beals or Caesars or Veneer or something. You need keywords and you need a lock and you need the world to have an advanced computer, and the world then becomes, you put in all this stuff and it spits out a code. You do not, and this goes to Casey, I think, asked, is there more than one way to solve it? But, is it cipher driven? It is not cipher driven like that. No. I could solve this, meaning there's others, what people consider ciphers. I consider cipher light. 4 corners of a page, anagrams. We're working on an illustration. I don't know if it'll get into this one. There would be something hidden in there. There is wordplay. You might read it one way and assume, that's what this means, but there's a different definition to words. Those sorts of things. That does not require keys and ciphers and MIT agents to come in and all of that. That is the type of puzzle this is going to be. If you have the knowledge like Mike does of ciphers or this or that, the other, it might help you to be logical, but you do not, you could be a me and solve this. So is there more than one way to solve it? I think the answer to that is no. Well, there's lots of different ways to get the clues, but there is going to be one very specific way to finish this solution. Right, Mike?
Correct. There's only one correct solution, but there may be different ways to arrive at that solution, if that makes sense. Again, it's a story. Again, it's about Forrest Fenn's treasure chest being on display in a casino here in Vegas, and it gets stolen. And it's a story of the twins who go try and find it. It's only 2 chapters. Yeah, it's only 2 chapters. It's the beginning of a longer story, but we wanted to do the 2 chapters, a grand adventure. The tribute to the chase is the prize pool, and see how it goes from there. And then it may turn into a bigger grand adventure down the road. We'll see how this one goes. When you Cowlazars.
Well, and I do want to say you're going to see, much like the U.S. Treasure Hunt, Great U.S. Treasure Hunt did, maybe some references to people that you know. It is all in good fun. If we included you, we're teasing you. Even if you're the mean guy or the nice guy or the stupid guy or the funny guy, that means we included you, and that means we love you. So if you're like the villain in the story, you should be flattered that you're the villain. We tried to just have fun with the people that we knew in the community, and maybe there's some references. It doesn't mean anything more than just, we just thought it would be funny. I can eventually sell the ciphers and the Codebreaker Charlie. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not, Andy's asking specifically if there's homophones involved. I would consider homophones a light, a cipher light. So like, just like if we said there was a cipher, if you asked me, is Caesar cipher involved? I wouldn't answer that, but I would say it's in that category. So it's fair game. Yeah, everything's fair game in this, but there's the only thing you can rule out, like I think in Mr. Clues, you needed to know it was a German cipher. You needed to know the 2 keywords. You put the keywords in, the world starts, it spits it into a computer. Eventually it comes out and it comes up with a word, but that's only after 8 hours of putting in the wrong words. And somehow that's supposed to be magic and enjoyable to some people. It's not to me. It's not in our Grand Adventure. It has been in past the Grand Adventures for Mike, but now he's marrying someone. Get it? He's marrying someone, and he likes this lady in this story. And there's a guy that likes this lady in the
story.
But
again, remember, this is only 2 chapters. We did not put searchers in this, so just don't think, oh, I'm going to be in it. No, this is just 2 chapters. We may do that when we finish the book type thing, but this is just kind of a beginning Grand Adventure for an idea that we have, but we'll see how this Grand Adventure goes. So yeah, and it's not, if everybody remembers my other Grand Adventure, it's not ciphers like that at all. If anybody remembers kpro's Grand Adventure, it's not like that at all. There is a logic pattern here. No offense, kpro. There is a pattern here that you will be able to figure out what you need to do to come up with a solution. You guys should buy it. You should see it. And I know we got a lot going on, but Beacon Star is too damn hard. The Great U.S. Treasure Hunt, maybe you need a break from for the weekend, because that one has turned into be harder, I think, than a lot of people thought. And then you've got all these other things that are happening, but this one could be solved in a day. I mean, that is possible, or it could be solved in a month. We'll see. But here's another big one we're doing. No hints. Me and kpro are not giving hints on this one. When we do the Zoom for our Grand Adventure, we will listen. We will not participate in any way. And again, the one will only be for the people that participated. If people request another one that have bought in, we will do it outside of our normal Monday and Thursdays Zooms. And there it is. So it's there if you want to buy it. Totally up to you.
Yeah, and so all the things after the solution comes out, we will be putting a solution out. We'll be putting some rules out of, yeah, you do need to put your, that we are going to put the solution out. When you like parts of the solution, that was my idea. When you don't like parts of the solution, that is Mike's idea, because I get the majority of the hate of other stuff. So I think that's only fair, but that's just me. Anyway, yeah, so I think that covers, unless anybody has any last minute questions, I think that covers all the different hunts that are out there right now. New ones are starting. We have the Mad Hatter starting. Jingle Bell Rock launched today. We do have Mr. Clue coming up Thanksgiving. I know some people are like, I can't work on more than one. I think U.S. Treasure Hunt's going to be, I think David's right. It's going to be a little bit longer than expected. I don't think it's going to be solved, obviously not in the first day, but it's going to take a little bit. And so I know, David, you threw up. You have to be celebrating now. I think it's great what you've done. And it really has people, I can tell you chapter 3 for anybody that gets mad at it, you're silly gooses. No, it's just fun. This was fun. And I think you did such a good job on doing the interviews, because it shows your humor. It shows you're a person. It shows you're kind of into all this stuff. You're an escape room person. So that one's really fun. I did get asked if I would buy in to Blackbeard. I'm just on a wait and see. So I'm on a wait and see on that one, just because I want to wait and see, just with everything that's happened. I'm not saying right, wrong, indifferent. I have enough red flags. My spidey senses are up. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
GVR Princess, what treasure hunt are you referring to? She says, yes, it did. I have my maps out and have the starting point. For
oh, you know.
Oh, you mean Jingle Bell Rock? How can there be a starting point? Today's the first day. I don't know which one she's referring to.
It's absolutely, she's talking about, thinks that she has found the starting location for Jingle Bell Rock. That's what I believe. But remember last year, you were totally in the wrong spot until the last, and then you swooped over and you swooped it from some of us that have been there for days. Gosh, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. She's awesome.
Blackbeard, there isn't one in Nevada, so me and kpro wouldn't get it anyway. Now, if they all of a sudden have one in Nevada, we wouldn't buy it now, but we might buy it down the road if it turns out it's legit. You know, that we'll see. You got to do an escape room, Wildcatter's daughter. I know they're all shut down now, but yeah, escape rooms are a lot of fun.
Yeah, the funny part is, here's what Indy says. I have no choice. I never got my refund, kpro. So like, she has to participate. Maybe there's their strategy. If people don't get refunds, they can't, they don't have any choice. That probably wouldn't be the best business model though, but that's just me. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. My puppy dog, do you see him running? Do you see right here? He's running in his he's running in his dreams. Isn't that cute? He's totally asleep.
Or
he's running.
Something else in his dream.
Honey.
Okay, I think that's
wrong with you,
everybody. What do you think, kpro? Anything else? Okay, that's it. We will do the Zoom. Give us about 30 minutes or so. I'll send the invite out for the Zoom. We'll talk about the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt, I'm sure. All right, JBR Princess. I did not get all the clues today, so I will look them at. I hope Decal has them on their website tomorrow. And then jinglebellrock.info, everybody that's interested in the Jingle Bell Rock one.
And we're going to recap it on Friday. So JBR, go into the earlier message or earlier part of this. We did a first 10 minutes or so on Jingle Bell Rock. We're going to do a total recap on Friday, and then we're going to go daily, and then we're going to go after every clue after 2 weeks. So this is interesting if they gave the first one. We only had the first 2 or 3. I don't think we had all 5 from today. So thank you all.
Wouldn't it be really cool if the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt, one of their items is in Vegas, and the Jingle Bell Rock is in Vegas? Both items are for 10 grand, and they're pretty close to each other. It could happen. It's not beyond the realm of impossibility.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah, you can dream. Sure.
Okay, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thursday's show will be about the Grand Adventure, I think, but if we have any updates on Jingle Bell Rock or the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt, we will talk about those as well. And yeah, for everybody who did buy into our Grand Adventure, thank you. It's going to be a lot of fun. We hope you like it. See you next time, everybody. Bye.